Oh my God, I have done a lot of videos on lenses. This one took a good bit of thought. Well, maybe not a ton because I know these lenses really well. I wanted to narrow it down to the 10 best, but it ended up being 13. And no, even though I included 13 instead of 10, someone will still say, "Why didn't you mention this lens?" Well, because it had to make the cut. And you got to draw the line somewhere, as the old saying goes. So, 10 what? The 10 lenses that you're paying the price of a cucumber and you're getting a Rolls Royce. To make it clear enough, in other words, the absolute top, best value lenses for your Nikon. Oddly enough, well, not really oddly enough, all of these are Nikkor lenses except for two, the Voightlander and the Tikina. And all of these are also used lenses. Most of these are not even made anymore. Well, a few of them are still made. So, in no particular order, let's take a look at this lens. Now there are a lot of different versions of this lens, so you got to be specific. This is the EDIF version of the 300mm. Okay, low element count, internal focus. The EDIF, IF for internal focus. I found a lot of these for like 50 or 60 bucks. They're not really that priced now. A lot of these are coming only from Japan. You usually find these in pawn store. Nobody considers them. Like, oh, I want that crummy old lens. Well, that crummy old lens is really awesome. You can actually buy this lens and take the lens collar off and sell it for usually more than you paid for the price of the lens, because most of them don't have the tripod collars on them. They come without them because someone misplaced them or whatnot. But this is an absolutely phenomenal lens, the 300mm f4.5 Nikkor. Now it can only be the EDIF. The non-IF versions, instead of sitting there focusing with your pinky finger, you gotta wrench on it with your whole hand, and that ain't too fun. And so this is the best 300mm. That's the 300mm f4.5 EDIF. Now, people always bitch and complain about the best value Nikkor. They'll say, why not mention the Pancake Lens? Well, Pancake Lens is great. This isn't that much bigger, but it's certainly a better value. This is the 50mm f1.4 AI or AIS Nikkor. Low element count, exquisite lens, typically usually a very fast, very sharp, incredible lens, great resolution, great rendition, color saturation. 300mm f1.4, you can typically find them for like 60 to 90 bucks on eBay. Now, for an awesome, brick outhouse sort of lens that's made to last and last and last, to grab one of these suckers for 90 bucks, which you can really do all day long, this lens is incredible. So this gets a top value. The lens is as far as value to what you get and what you pay is the tits. It's just incredible. This lens comes with caveats. Call it the poor man's fast mid-range autofocus lens. This is the 35-70 f2.8 D series Nikkor. Obviously it's a push-pull. Doing this one-handed, of course, here. 35-70 f2.8, so very fast lens. No, it's a screw drive, so it's not going to be incredibly fast for autofocus. It's not going to be the sharpest lens in the world, but it is plenty damn sharp enough. Now this lens typically can be found for like $120, $130. This is a 2.8 lens across the board from 35-70. And it's autofocus. I mean, why don't you try to find anybody else that's got a lens like that's that fast, that's made out of all glass and metal for like $150, $160. The lens is incredible. Some people say, well, it doesn't have the best corner-to-corner in the world. Well, you're right, it doesn't. Deal with it. It is a fast autofocus 35-70 2.8. I mean, the next step up from this is $150 versus $2,000 for a 24-70 2.8 Nikkor autofocus G series lens, which is a lot bigger, a lot heavier, a lot more expensive, damn well a lot more fragile. And I certainly have that lens, I should know. So here it is, the 35-70 push-pull Nikkor. Damn cheap, damn awesome, damn fast. This is someone's getting into wedding photography or portraiture. You don't really have autofocus speed acquisition issues when you got someone standing there waiting for you to take their portrait picture. You catch my drift? Yeah, I think I made that abundantly clear. The next lens, which to me is just incredible, stunning. It's probably why I insanely have 6 of them, which of course is just totally bat crap insane. We both know that. It's the 180mm EDIF 2.8 Nikkor. Low element count, the color saturation, the perceptual depth, the micro contrast, The render depth on this lens is absolutely stunning. It is just silk, sex, and sugar. It is all that in a bag of chips. It is genuinely a Rolls Royce for the price of a cucumber. Often you can find these for about 280 bucks. New, this lens is $1,000. They still make this lens. The reason they still make this old D-series screwdriver autofocus Nikon is because it is awesome. Every professional that has one of these knows it is just a tits. It is indispensable. There's nothing that replaces it. Nothing! Next. Now, it doesn't matter if it's the 2.8 version or if it's the 3.5 version. Tons of you bought this. It's the Nikon 135mm f2.8 or f3.5. We're looking at a difference between 5 element counts on the 2.8 versus 4 element count on the 3.5 version. All metal, all glass, built-in lens hood, incredible. These were selling for like $90 all day long, but since I mentioned the hell out of this lens, the price has gone up. But hey, I don't control supply. That ain't my fault, so deal with it. Next, the 200mm f4. Got a few of these. I can't even imagine how many of these I found over a long period of time for like 50, 60 bucks, sometimes cheaper than that. Also built-in lens hood, low element count, awesome lens. You know, it'll outlast your grandchildren. 200mm f4 Nikon. Usually you can find it for 100 bucks or less. It is incredible. Color rendition, sharpness, incredible, incredible. Cannot be beat. Here is likely and arguably, well, really it is, the absolute best lens out of all 13 of these, and these are the top 13. And it's the Voightlander 58mm f1.4 Nocton. Made by Voightlander, exact same precision, manual focus lens with CPU contacts, by the way, so you can use it in program mode, shutter mode, aperture priority, and shutter priority, and obviously manual, as any other autofocus lens, but of course it's a manual focus lens. This is only a mere $350 used or $450 something new. Got a few of these. This is only also $1,300 cheaper than the Nikon equivalent, and this is better, and it's better made, and it's better to manually focus. Yes, it doesn't have autofocus like the 58mm Nocton Nikon 58mm f1.4, but this is a better lens. It's a much, much better lens for a whole lot damn less money. And the pictures that you people send me from this lens, as would be expected, are just mind-blowing. And people email me with a picture that they took with this lens. Like, I just got this lens, I took a picture, and oh my god! The pictures are incredible. I love the reactions when people take a picture of this lens. They go, oh my god! Now I know what a real lens looks like. That is so funny when I get emails like that. So funny. Next, Nikon's best and sharpest mid-range zoom lens. Not very fast. It is the 24 to 85 VRG. Now there's different versions of 24 to 85, so it's got to be the VRG. Got to be the VRG. It's ED, vibration reduction, 24 to 85. Typically we found for $200, $220 plus on Fleabay. Next lens, the Swiss Army knife of lenses. The absolutely indispensable king of all handy, useful, sexy awesomeness when it comes to lens porn. And that's the 60mm f2.8 D-series autofocus screw-drive lens. It's a macro lens, it's a reproduction lens, it's a portraiture lens for DX. It is an all-around, it's a normal lens, it's just an all-around Swiss Army knife. It is incredible. There have been hundreds and hundreds of you people buy these lenses of recommendation, and no one's ever said, I don't like it. You also like, oh my god, it's so useful, I love it, that thing never leaves my camera. It is incredible. $200, $220 minty used off of eBay. Next, this lens is cheaper than dirt, and it's finer than frog fur. It is just tougher than woodpecker lips. It'll just make you happier than a pervert in a porn store, but all of these will really. It's a 35mm f2 D-series autofocus Nikon, also a screw drive D-series Nikon. A lot of knuckle pusses out there today think, f2 isn't that fast. Well, shut up. Shut the hell up with that nonsense. f2 is plenty fast. This lens, as far as its resolution, color saturation, its a micro contrast, its render depth is incredible. You usually find this lens for about $160, $180 used, like new, most of them from Japan. Tiny little lens, absolutely incredible. This lens is still made. It's still made for a reason. Japanese love it. The Japanese know what's a good lens. Americans, not so much. I love dropping lens caps and then rolling all the way across the floor like that. That's just awesome. Now, I've only mentioned this lens once. I've mentioned it 1,000 times. It's the Tokina 100mm, 400 bucks, basically $380 new. Portrait lens, macro lens, 1:1 reproduction ratio, made in Japan. This lens has been back ordered like since the dawn of time, since I mentioned it. It's just the tits. If you don't know about it, then you've been asleep. You know, I don't know what more I could say about the Tokina. It's impossible. Now, a couple different versions of these, one with and one without built-in lens hood, depends on when it was made. All the same optical quality, the 105mm f2.5 Nikon. The lens that took the world's most famous photograph, that of the Afghan girl, on the cover of National Geographic, but aside of that, lens is incredible. It is cheaper than dirt. Most people don't go looking for it. People that do know a lot about lenses are true connoisseurs of glass pornography. Know that this lens is an incredible value. It's just awesome. It is unbeatable. And lens number 13. This lens is Speedy Gonzales. It is the Roadrunner of autofocus, and it's damn cheap. You can typically find it for about $300 plus minty used shape on Fleabay. It is, now remember, there are a lot of different versions of the 7300. It's got to be the VRG. Got to be the VRG. Not 7300 VR. It's got to be the VRG. 7300 VRG f4.5 to 5.6 autofocus Nikon. Damn sharp, damn fast, damn good, damn cheap, incredible value. Autofocus speeds are really, really fast, which people don't expect out of this lens. They get this lens and they're thinking, oh, you know, because this lens looks like a lot of lenses that came for it, but underneath the hood, it is a different lens. This lens is fast. Fast. So that is it. If you buy any one of these lenses, I absolutely guarantee you that you will not come reporting back to me going, I don't like this lens, it sucks. Because you will just be happier than a pig rolling around in a pile of crap. You will just be, you'll just be happy. Okay, let's say it that way. These are the best values. All these lenses are cucumber prices with Rolls-Royce profiles. And that really is the basis of what I made this video for, is what is the best bang for my buck. And I meant for this to be 10 lenses, but I had to include the 3 extra lenses. I mean, it just had to. And so I didn't make this lens on the fly. I mean, it may look like I made this lens on the fly, but I actually put a lot of forethought. This video, I mean, I said lens. I made this video. Did not make this video on the fly. I actually put a lot of forethought into it. And that is that. So let me know if you got any questions. And all 13 of these lenses are epic steals. Epic! Epic! Just intergalactic. It's like, oh my god, that guy just sold me a minty BMW for $2,000. That is basically what these lenses are like. I think I made that abundantly clear. Okay? Thank you for watching. It is not about blowing money. It is about spending it wisely, because when you can save some money, it's not all about glass. You got to have some lighting equipment. Best lenses in the world are only as good as the light that feeds them. Nom 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 nom. Got to have good light. Got to have good light. Best lenses in the world will produce crap unless you've got good light. That's why they call it photography. Yeah, lenses don't create light. They gather it. And if you can't gather it, then what you do is you imitate the professionals. And then what the professionals do is they make it. They make it. Clear? Get it? Got it? Good. If you like this video and drop me a buck or two, go tell me jump off a cliff. Whatever makes you most happy in the video. If you think I've catch you later. Bye! Bye!